Hello again. It is Monday, February 3rd, 2025. It is just past 11 p.m. And I don't know. Today's another one of those days where I kind of forgot about this new habit I've gotten into of recording these vlogs. And, you know, I think there is something to what I said in one of my earlier ones about just going through the motions and getting used to it. Where, while I feel like I don't have much of a structure to these or much of a vision of how I want these to kind of grow and improve in the future, I still very much feel a sense of accomplishment just by doing them, and I'm recording something and I'm uploading it, and I'm doing that every week consistently, and that's more than I can say for any previous point I've ever been in my life. While the idea of what I want to do and what I want to create has changed and evolved, I've always wanted to upload YouTube videos and be creative in that realm for a long time, and I simply feel good about being able to just do it and say to myself I'm doing it, even if the videos that I'm currently producing are of little consequence and not necessarily the type of thing that I think many people are going to get much value from, right? I think there's just it's that idea of getting started no matter what place in your life you're at, right? That by getting started, you almost take some of the pressure off of how good something may or may not be, and how bad you are at it, right? I think that, like, yeah, just doing it kind of allows me to have a starting point that I can then grow from, and to not worry so much anymore about my first video or my first handful of videos achieving any particular level of quality or recognition. I'm just doing it because I want to do it and I want to get better at doing it. So, yeah, the one thing I'll say, let me just adjust here. I do I do have to figure out a little bit of a different way to film these, maybe. Just from the idea of, like, I'm holding up the phone with my, just by hand, and just that short time was enough for my arm to get tired and made me feel like I have to switch arms. I figured why not use a nicer microphone, because I forgot that I have a little adapter that allows me to plug this into my phone, and I've had this mic for a long time, and I forgot that it would work. There's some other mics that I've had that don't seem to get enough power or don't seem to work well with the trying to plug it in with my phone into my phone, but this one works, and it looks kind of silly. I don't like the mic in hand look, or rather, specifically, if I am just going to rock a mic in my hand look, I prefer it to be that traditional sort of stage mic look. I don't like some random mic like this, or those little clip-on mics that a lot of, like, TikTokers will just hold in their hand instead of clipping onto their lapel or something. It annoys me. But that's neither here nor there. I figured I might as well see if I couldn't get a little bit better audio quality if I have the means. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep this one short again. I could go into what I've been up to in the past week or weeks, and I want to get better at actually having somewhat of a structure of maybe just having some bullet points on what to talk about. I think for these vlogs, I do want it to be ultimately just little snapshots of my life, But for now, I know that people aren't really watching these, and I don't expect them to, and I don't necessarily want them to. I just want to be getting into the habit of doing it and feeling like it's something that I can do and not to have too much pressure behind it. And I guess, beyond that, I'm in a much better place than I was a week and even 2 weeks ago. I was getting very stressed out about the state of the world, the state of the United States, the state of my own personal life, and not necessarily being able to reach the goals that I had set for myself in the new year. But I think the really important thing is I got back on the horse and I made efforts to try again and to keep moving forward with my goals, despite them maybe not coming to fruition in the way that I would have liked. In the past, it would have been a lot easier for me to just give up and kind of shut down and not really attempt to make progress again toward any of my goals for a long time, just because I'd be so demotivated by my failure in the first place. Whereas, like, now I'm finding myself to be much better at accepting failure and trying to see what I can learn from it and how what I learn can fit into the next attempt, and to not get too caught up with the timing of things and the shortcomings of where I would have wanted to be, right? I think it's really important to reflect on our progress and to realize that sometimes it can be really frustrating to have the things you want in life not come as quickly as you'd like them to, but that ultimately, if you're still making progress and you can look at the work you've been doing and see that you've been growing and you've been progressing, to some extent, that's all you can ask for. And I don't think that it's wrong to want to progress faster, but you can't beat yourself up when you fall short of those goals, and you have to acknowledge the progress you've made, no matter how slow, because making progress is a very good thing. And that's what life is all about. It's about growth, it's about progress, it's about the never ending journey and the idea that you're always going to have new challenges to face. So, for anyone else who might be struggling out there, maybe give yourself some credit. Look back at how far you've come and the ways in which you've grown, and encourage yourself to get back on that horse if you've been having an especially tough time and you feel like you don't really want to be doing anything. Just get back out there, keep going, and I'll see y'all next week.